old habits die hard for the best of people. And when you talk about Donald Trump, who is hardly that, it's even more difficult to turn away from some of your old bad habits, like viciously lying in campaign ads about things. And so it turns out that one of his big ads attacking Kamala Harris about the border had a little bit of misinformation in it, okay? And so we're gonna show you the ad again, and then we're going to tell you all of the ways that it's, even on an issue where he's already winning, needlessly lying. Take a look.
This is America's border czar, and she's failed us. Under Harris, over 10 million illegally here. 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl. Brutal migrant crimes. And ISIS now here.
Do you have any plans to visit the border? You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
And so right there you saw what you normally see with the border ads is scary footage of people coming. And the scariest footage obviously was Kamala Harris dancing, right? Dancing happily, dancing with rhythm. Why was that in the ad? Why was that the first thing they show in a border ad? I don't know.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
They show a lot of other images of people like scrambling over border walls and stuff like that. Here's the issue. 4 of the 5 images they show happened during the Trump administration. So that's awesome. So you see Tijuana, 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 but it's all from 2018 when notably Biden was not president, nor was Harris, I checked it. And they had in that footage, leave that up for a second. They had that footage, her saying, neither have I been to Europe. But if you were to go to Europe, in 2019, you might have seen the footage they used from Bosnia that's apparently showing people crossing the southern border. God. It's just viciously dishonest. And it's not the first time that he's done that. He previously had an ad about migrants at the southern border, and it was footage in Morocco. And look, I love this turn where Republicans are now interested in other parts of the world, but just be honest about what you're talking about. And so despite this, it is still an issue. I alluded to this earlier, where he probably will win and is currently winning. On the issue of the border, he's leading Harris by 10 points. Now, to be fair, he was leading on this topic by 14 points just last month. And so I don't know if that's a time thing or a vibes thing or a Biden to Harris thing, but his lead has fallen by about 40%. So that is significant. To be fair though, by a 2-to-1 margin, 64% to 33% think that Harris had very limited influence on Biden's economic policies, slightly less of that effect on immigration policy. So they still don't think that she was responsible for the immigration policy, and she wasn't, but they give her a little bit more responsibility than they do on something like the economy, which I think is fair, I think.
Yeah, I would just say that frequently there's two versions of the immigration argument. One is a race identity politics based approach, and the other is economic approach. And the identity politics one, I keep it there. I don't add like crime. I think it really is just like, because people think the crime is affected by one kind of person or another when it comes to immigration. I mean, that's how they break it down. These people are here and it is less safe. So that's more the identity politics thing. But the economic stuff, so you just try to pivot and talk about other things that are more directly going to affect you economically than whether immigration is the problem, to try to address those things.
Yeah.
But I love the ad. I love that there's nothing more indicative of where we are in terms of like cultishness among our supporters than the fact that I watched a bunch of coconut tree fan cams of people taking the exact clip that Trump thinks makes her look ridiculous, and she's like bump-a-dum, 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 and dancing.
It was a music event, to be clear.
And that, yeah, and when we were at the RNC, the MAGA stanners are all playing over and over again like a fan cam of Trump dancing. Like she's better at dancing than Trump. And she does that great thing that I think we all should learn to do, which is like, once I've done dancing for a few seconds and I don't want to anymore, I'm gonna mention something that I see. This is awesome.
Shout out to something and then you're out.
That's a really big sign over there. Do you know where the bathroom
That's
is?
a light.
Yeah.
And we're out. I like it. Yeah, I agree that they see that footage. That is to them proof that she should not be president because she is Black and a woman. And dancing, it might be enough.
But I didn't
think you were Black and a woman, you just stood there. But you're dancing, not in my White House.
I didn't think this until Trump said it, but she's also hot.
Well, he did say it, and he said she looks like Melania, which isn't true. But anyway, is hot. Anyway, if we just jump ahead to graphic 5, I just want to mention this. This is the thing that stands out most to me, and then we'll end. So the Post did an analysis of ads on the border, and they found that nearly 1 in 5 use footage and photos that are outdated, lacking context, or paired with voiceovers that don't actually depict what's happening on the screen. And so I understand, like, there's going to be dishonesty in these ads. But as we showed you with the 4 out of the 5 images that they used, it was happening during his term. Like, if you use footage from Morocco or whatever, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. But you are using stuff that happened when you were president to prove how bad things are when Biden is president, which seems like the biggest lie you can possibly tell when it comes to policy. And it should bother right-wingers way more than it clearly does.
And I love this extra thing because it's just a Getty image search. And as the producer, now you have to be like, all right, it has to be from now. It's not, and then they're gonna go through photos. They're just not making as great of photos of people I should be scared of now as they did during the Trump administration.
So that's when you turn to AI.
Yeah.
When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?